It's been a team effort here in the Weather Center because we've had Pete Mangione in all night and this morning, and Tony and TJ are both getting in. And we're going to keep you up to date around the clock on this storm system. You know, this has been a storm that so far has behaved as we expected it to, with light snow in the morning and then just increasingly heavier snowfall rates as we head through the afternoon. And we're finding that right now on live Pinpoint Doppler 12 radar, some heavier bands of precipitation starting to approach our south coast right now. Keep in mind that when you see this radar, that we see that rain snow lines are hugging the coastline. Most of the reports that I've received are still indicating that it's snow even along the south shore, but we're heading into the time where we're looking at the potential to go back and forth between rain, sleet, and a wet snow along our south coastal areas. But as I was mentioning, we're seeing darker greens here and even yellows and oranges on the radar. So very intense precipitation, heavier bands of this snow, what will be snowfall as it moves into Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, will be working northward here. So we're going to start to see the snow piling up, especially as we head later into the afternoon and early evening. The other new piece of information has been this coastal flood advisory. It was issued just afternoon. You know, I was talking this morning about minor coastal flooding. That hasn't changed. We're still looking at just splash over at high tide cycles, both this evening, which will be at 6 o'clock, and this morning or tomorrow morning, which will be at 6:30 a.m. But because of the damage that was done by Hurricane Sandy along our shoreline, that could lead to additional beach erosion, which is certainly not wanted there. We're starting to get in some storm reports: Scituate, Coventry, South Kingstown, all around an inch of snowfall. And that's similar readings: West Springfield, Massachusetts, West Hartford in Connecticut, and Rocky Hill, Connecticut. In fact, West Hartford right now at 1.8 inches of snowfall. But we're watching those heavier bands, so I expect that those amounts will start to change here very quickly in the next few hours. And our URI West Quad cam showing that snow continuing to fall. This was bare ground here this morning, so starting as expected to see the snowfall accumulations. The other thing that's happening is the visibilities are going down as those heavier bands start to move in. And Providence right now with visibility dropping at 34 degrees, an updated temperature. Wind chill at 24. Northeast winds, they're starting to pick up, sustained right now at 16, and we're beginning to see some wind gusts over 25 and even 30 miles per hour. Now, by definition, we get to blizzard status when we have winds sustained or frequently gusting to 35 miles an hour or greater. Visibility drops under 1/4 of a mile and has to last for 3 hours or more. So it's more towards the evening hours that I think we'll be in that sort of all-out blizzard conditions. But small accumulations, what we've seen so far through about 2 o'clock, turning steadier and heavier after 2. The worst of it is going to be from about 5 p.m. this evening till maybe 5 or 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then it'll start to taper off as we head later into the morning and afternoon. So through the rest of the day today, we're looking at conditions going downhill by 7 o'clock this evening. Blizzard conditions, heavy snow, and strong winds, and I think we're at the height of the storm around midnight tonight with blizzard conditions, northeast winds 40 to 50 miles per hour, and those gusts potentially topping 60 miles an hour, especially along our south coast. Looking at the radar, again, we've been talking all day about these two systems merging, and we're starting to see that. You can see the area where the dry air between the storm is starting to fill in. Our main system here just moving off of the Delmarva Peninsula, and this system is going to track just south and east of Nantucket and slow down, rapidly intensify as it does, and that's going to create those blizzard-like conditions for really all of southeastern New England through early tomorrow morning. And when it's all said and done, we're expecting as much as 2 to maybe 2.5 feet of snow. Providence, North Woonsocket, out through Foster, Gloucester, down into Coventry. The east and west bays of Rhode Island around 15 to 24 inches of snow, and then down along the south coast where we again are expecting to go back and forth with that mixing. You may stay as low as 10 inches or as much as 1.5 feet of snowfall. Wind gusts, let's take you through the rest of the day. By 4 o'clock this afternoon, 27 mile an hour wind gusts, 50 mile an hour wind gusts at 8, 60 mile an hour gusts at midnight, and at 7 a.m. we're still in those blizzard conditions with wind gusts frequently over 40 and maybe as much as 45 miles per hour. So the 7-day Futurecast, again, a 2-day event. We're going to see the cleanup efforts really beginning on Sunday. So travel impacts throughout the entire weekend. The snow, again, expected to quickly pile up so that by midnight we're at 12 inches, a foot of snow, and then through the overnight hours and early Saturday, we're looking at another foot of snow falling here in southeastern New England, ending up around 2 feet of snow for many areas by noon tomorrow. And then again, the blowing and drifting continuing into the afternoon. How about this, guys? Rain in the forecast for Monday and 40+ degree temperatures for much of next week. So we'll go from this very intense storm, may end up as a top 3 or top 5 snowstorm here in southern New England, to some milder weather to look forward to next week.